Well, good morning, everybody. It is 12:30 a.m. I know it's midnight. I should be in bed, but I'm not. I kind of want to reflect on things that I grew up around just in the Effingham area. Um, a lot of places like K-Square, which was where Menards and Ryan's um, once was, well, K-Square used to be where Menards is, and the whole building went around that general area, and then not too long, uh, at some point Ryan's went in over right across the way from Menards. But K Square was only open for maybe a year or two in Effingham before they even closed. And then when they closed, I don't know when Menards came into town. Um, that was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years down the line from there. But there were so many things that we used to be able to do at K Square. They had, and this was a mall, mind you, that used to be behind my local Walmart. Now, there was many places that you can go while you was at K Square. They had a food court. They had various stores in there. And they even had claw machines in there too when I was growing up as well. But, I was young. I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, and I kind of wish I did. But, it is what it is. Moving on. Did you know the first Walmart ever opened was in 1962? The very first store that Sam Walton decided to open, the first Walmart that he ever opened, was in 1962. Then it went into, at some point, they started becoming Super Center, and they started getting bigger as a whole store there. And I think the companies, they decided to make it a Super Center, and added a grocery section at one point. Then, of course, growing up through the 1990s, me being born in 1989, which was actually 8 years, just 8 years after, hello Trevor, which was just 8 years after my local K-Mart had opened in Effingham. Then they announced that they were going to be closing in 2018. K-Mart did. And I actually had my last claw video there. I thought I had a video me walking through the store, but growing up, we used to go there a lot. I did with my grandma. We went there off and on to go see if we can find any kind of Christmas stuff or cards, just various things. I got a Christmas thing from K-Mart, but that's not relevant for this video. Growing up, they used to have a candy crane in there years ago in my local Kmart, and then they had a old clean sweep in there. But I grew up playing the claw machines in Kmart. Then at some point they had a Sugarloaf toy shop come in. I don't remember when that happened, but they had the machines pulled out of Kmart there for Lord knows how long before National Entertainment Network brought their Sugarloaf machines in to that location. Now Kmart is closed. It has been closed for about 6 or 7 years now. And Hobby Lobby now has taken its place, but not much inside the building where Kmart once was has changed. The only thing they've done, they had kind of expanded the lot. They've added on to the lobby there. Kind of expanded it out a little bit, it looks like. That's about really the only thing they've done. I think they knocked out the garden center area that was at Kmart when Kmart was there. I think they have knocked that side out. I don't know. I have not been over off that side of the building since Kmart has closed. So it's it is what it is there. But when I was growing up through the 1990s, Walmart, my local Walmart, used to have a McDonald's place in there. And of course, we would eat there. And they, at some point, took out the McDonald's. I think as when the pharmacy there decided they was going to expand, and McDonald's ended up leaving Walmart in Effingham. And then at some point, they also had a arcade room where they had a bunch of older redemption games. They had a bunch of claw machines in there. They had claw machines from around 1997 to 98. I'm talking about the clean sweeps. And then they had a claw machine in there. They had three cranes. With claws on them. Controlled by one joystick. And if I'm not mistaken, that machine was $3 a play. One section had plush, another had candy, and another one had some cheap stuff. I don't remember what. But I kind of wish I had a YouTube for that one to kind of record a claw machine like that. Because I kind of wish I would have recorded it. Because if I would have recorded it, that would have been a memory, growing up. Also, they used to have the Hot Air Balloon Fest over in that vacant field area over behind where K Square once was. There in Effingham. And growing up, me and my younger brother, we got asked to go help the balloon people unfold the balloons, pull them out of the bags, and get them laid out so they get them filled up and get them going. And then every year they used to have what they call a hot air balloon glow, meaning how that worked was they would wait till the sun goes completely down, wait till it's dark out, and they used the burner things that they pull to make the hot air balloon stay up in the air. And of course, it'd shoot the flame and make the balloon glow, which I thought that was pretty cool. Then, of course, growing up, there used to be a arcade over at the mall in Effingham. They had an arcade there years. They had an arcade there for, I don't know. I grew up, they had an arcade there. Then at some point, I want to say before I even hit third grade, that arcade was even pulled out. But don't quote me on that because I don't really don't remember 100% sure on that. So, but at some point, I know that they pulled the arcade out. But me, my dad, and my younger brother would always go to the arcade. My dad always played the basketball games, the racing games, and things like that. Me, I was always playing pinball or air hockey. I was more of a pinball geek more than anything else when I was growing up. As a kid, kids would sometimes get fascinated with the pinball machines. And a lot of these pinball machines I was playing was from the late 80s to early to mid 90s. I know they were older machines, so like the taxi pinball machine that they used to have. Actually, let's look that up because one of them I always played was a taxi pinball machine. I always liked playing that one. That was one of the machines that they used to have. See, like the very first store at Walmart ever opened was in the 1960s. So But then now, ever since COVID hit, Walmart has not been a 24-hour place ever since. They've been closing at 11:30 at night, and they reopen at 6 a.m. 10:30 to 11 o'clock at night is when they close. And before COVID, Walmart used to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only time they closed was on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Sometimes they close on Thanksgiving and they'd rotate, if I remember correctly. But now I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they can close on Thanksgiving or Christmas now. But that's neither here nor there. So now, since times have changed, now Sugarloaf is in Walmart's Effingham Walmart now. Bought out Namco's arcade portion, but the company is still around, of course. Is the last I knew. They just bought out the arcade portion. Now, Sugarloaf was going around yanking out Namco machines, putting in their traditional rainbow cranes. I honestly hope I can get a one of the Namco claw machines, because that was my childhood stuff I played growing up. I wouldn't say childhood, but that was memories I had going through junior high when Namco took over Effingham Walmart in 2005. Now, in the early to mid 90s, they had Sega Entertainment that was there. Of course, they had plush buses. They had the E-Lot magnetic crane. They had the E-Lot gift box, the claw machine version of that. They had clean sweeps. They had newer clean sweeps in there. The bad thing is about that was in the wintertime when they got cold and that wire that led from the coil to the gantry got cold, the claw wouldn't go down all the way, or it just wouldn't close right. That was, a lot of issues they had early on. So, and if I could bring back one childhood memory again, that was a bring back. I wish I could see K Square opening it up again. Of course, I know that ain't ever going to happen, but it was one of my favorite places to go. Of course, growing up, my grandma would always take me over there to go get shoes, and but then at some point when they said they were closing, I think they were only open a year, if that. They just couldn't ever. I don't think they can ever make a go of it, but everybody kept saying they wanted K Square to come back. That'd be nice. But there was a post that was going around there for the longest time. I went around for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and I haven't heard anything since. But you can always dream, right? Always remember that the memories that you had in them locations will always be there, but know that the buildings would never reopen again for business. Now, where K Square used to be is where now Menards is, and where Ryan's once was is now Golden Corral. Where K-Mart once was is now Hobby Lobby. And of course, growing up to the 90s, where Goodwill is now located in Effingham, that's what used to be Kroger's. Kroger's was open for quite some time. I don't even know what year they closed. Let's look at it. See, the first Kroger that opened was in 1883 in Cincinnati, Ohio. See, that's some good information right there. Yeah, the first Walmart that opened was in Rogers, Arkansas in on July 2nd of 1962. Now, here's the history of Kroger. The story began in 1883 when Barney Kroger invested his life savings of $372 to open a single grocery store at 66 Pearl Street in downtown Cincinnati. Let's read his history, huh? When he opened that on Pearl Street in downtown Cincinnati. He had a simple motto, which was to be particular and never sell anything you would not want yourself. Nearly 140 years later, the Kroger Company is still particular about how they serve their customers and community, and how they innovate and who they hire. As the nation's largest grocer with nearly 2,800 stores in 35 states, operating under 28 different names. They meet their customers, rooted by Kroger's early efforts to serve the customers through food freshness and with low prices and innovation, and fundamentals that remain at heart of our Kroger mission today. This is the lives of our customers every day. I mean, you gotta understand, Kroger's, that was a pretty good store. My mom, we would always, we actually used to shop at that place growing up. Of course, I always used to play a claw machine a lot there growing up as well. There again, I didn't have a YouTube then. I really wish I did. Oh, wow. So the Kroger in Effingham was in operation for 28 years. Now, strolling through Effingham Kroger store lately and tantamount to walking through a retail graveyard. Customers and employees are unusually quiet, as many shelves are haunting empty. Now, the store closed the doors today. Employees and shoppers lament the loss of the popular grocery store that sparked an online effort to save it. And as one of the employees of the now closing Kroger, it breaks my heart to see a store like this close. And it says like ours. The employees at the store are not just friends; they are family, and it hurts to see members of your family hurting, and there is nothing you can do about it," said a Kroger employee. I'm not going to list the name. Longtime customers of Kroger are also disappointed by the loss of the grocery store and its hardworking employee. And this person says, "I will miss the people who are the backbone of the store here in Effingham. Shopping there was a highlight of my week. I wish you could keep the store open," said this anonymous person of Watson, Illinois, who also added an excellent customer service was what kept her shopping at Kroger. "All the employees of Kroger's are the greatest group of people I deal with while shopping. Other places I shop in Effingham, I can't even compare to the employees at Kroger's. They go out of their way to help you. I can't believe in this day and year they still offer to help put your groceries in the vehicle. I almost fainted when a young man offered to do that." And one person said that they felt betrayed by the closing of Kroger's. Now, the Kroger store in Vandalia had closed 5 years ago, so they closed in 2004. The Kroger store in Vandalia closed in 2004. And beginning today, there's no longer will be a nearby Kroger where people in the area can shop, this person said. According to this anonymous individual, loyal Kroger shoppers in Vandalia came to Effingham when that city store closed. Now, they have been completely cut off from Kroger's with this closing. When Kroger's announced in early February it would be closing the Effingham store, an online effort to save the store began with many people emailing and calling Kroger's Central Division in Indianapolis. The Kroger Public Affairs Manager, John Elliott, said he did not know how many phone calls or emails he had received about the Effingham store closing, but he said there was many. There was certainly an organized email campaign going on. Now, Elliott has not seen such an effort to keep the store open before. And he said he didn't even recall receiving any phone calls from the Kroger customers when 2 Indiana stores in his operating division, which covers 154 stores, located mainly in Illinois and in Indiana, closed in the past 2 years. Now, the closure of Effingham Kroger's, which was going to leave 26 full-time and 26 part-time employees without a job. And Elliott said the employees were all offered the opportunity to transfer, but doesn't know how many it will take considering the commute to the nearest store. Now, Kroger is one of the oldest grocery stores in Effingham and has a rich history in the city. It opened the original store at 206 West Jefferson Avenue more than 70 years ago. The store relocated to 110 West Section around 1950. So, the Kroger next built a new store on East Jefferson Avenue. A Daily News article about the store's grand opening dated October 26th, 1965. So that store, Kroger's, has been in Effingham for more than 70 years. So about 75 to 80 years, Kroger's was in Effingham, and then they closed in 2009. Yeah, it was March 2nd, 2009, when the Kroger's in Effingham closed. Wow. Sad thing, I mean, so that means Goodwill had to have been, it took up vacancy in 2010 to 2011. Don't say what year. Goodwill opened in Effingham, but that's okay. I can't believe Kroger's has been closed since 2009. I was kind of hoping they would return. I think the nearest one to us now is over in Terre Haute, Indiana, if that one's still even open. Um, that was some places I remember growing up, and we used to go shopping there. That was another place. And now, of course, when they announced the closure of that in 2009, Kroger's announced the closure of the Effingham store in February of 2009. Now, that means Kroger's has been closed for about 15 years here in Effingham, Illinois. Actually, right at 15. $11 years, actually. No. Yeah, they've been closed 14 years. So it's hard to believe. A lot of our childhood grocery shopping places is closing, or they're further away. Now, K-Mart in Effingham, as I've said before, opened in 1981. They announced a closure in late 2017 that they'd be closing in 2018 at some point. And that meant a lot of us would have to go and go do some shopping there one last time. And I'm sure, a lot of people, they were heartbroken, which, I can actually understand why. And as I've said, my grandma used to go there, and I'd go with her and all that fun jazz. And, we would, she would always go shopping and go look for certain things that Walmart wouldn't have. And there were certain things that Walmart did not have and Kmart did. So my grandma would always go there. Just like even with J.C. Penney's, which used to be at the Village Square Mall in Effingham. The Village Square Mall in Effingham opened in 1978 in the Village Square Mall. So, and then it's been closed for quite some time. I don't know what year it closed, but it's been closed for several years. But now, here the Village Square Mall is now under different ownership, and theoretically, they could do whatever they're going to do. Now, we all know, well, you guys don't know, but I do. Rural King used to be inside the Village Square Mall years ago, along with Dollar General. Dollar General moved out of the Village Square Mall, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years ago. Maybe longer than that. A lot of places have left their spaces inside the Village Square Mall. Now, where the J.C. Penney building used to be, at one point they were thinking about turning it into an indoor pickleball court. So I don't know if they're going to do that or not. If you guys remember Curlin's, the old Hallmark store, the Village Square Mall used to have Hallmark store there. Curlin's is gone. I don't know how long they closed. They went out of business. I don't know when they went out of business there. If I were to pinpoint anywhere from 2003 to 2006 ish, maybe sooner than that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And Brown's Drugstore even used to be in the Village Square Mall. Now it's located uptown. No, Brown's closed actually. And then you got the Last Straw. I don't even know if it's still open anymore or not either. There's so many places that used to be in that mall. Now, they were working on revamping the old vacant area where Rural King used to be at inside the Village Square Mall. Now, rumor has it they were talking about possibly putting an arcade inside that area. But I do have concerns about that because there's always that wrong person that's going to get in there and tear something up. And then it's going to ruin it for everybody else to have from having a good time. So, you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. But if I could relive back around 1997 to 98 or even 95, I would go back. I would have started my YouTube channel sooner, because I would have loved to do claw videos inside a K Square. But things happen for a reason, and that's what I believe. But I am disappointed that K Square did close because I like that place. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk tonight. Thanks for watching. And before I go, I always want to remind you guys that Jesus loves you and have a wonderful day.